name is Joseph Noble. They say that every man has a price. What's yours? What amount of money would it take for you to change your views on a subject or propose a new idea that wasn't your own and was somebody else's to serve their own self-interest? What I would like to show you today is that there is a common practice going on in America right now, in American government, that allows the super wealthy to buy our elected officials. Yes, the elected officials that you and I went to the polls and voted for are being swayed by large contributions from the super wealthy that serve their self-interest and not yours. The Oxford Dictionary defines lobbying as a group of people seeking to influence legislators on a particular issue. The same Oxford Dictionary defines bribery as dishonestly persuading someone to act in one's favor by a gift of money or other inducement. There seems to be a strange similarity there, right? Possibly even a synonym. Well, the United States Constitution states that the right to petition the government for a redress of grievance is protected under the First Amendment to the United States Constitution. Do any of you out there think that legalized bribery is what the founding fathers had in mind? Yes, I said bribery, because that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. I don't think that's what they had in mind, but the courts have ruled otherwise. Who do you think lobbied them? Makes you wonder, right? In addition, Wikipedia elaborates that the ethics and morality of lobbying is a double-edged sword, and that it surely is. However, there are good instances of lobbying, and that's usually seen with nonprofits and advocacy groups. For instance, Cesar Chavez, his attempts to change the working conditions of farmers through his union was a good thing. This prevented untold countless lives from people from dying due to the cancer that was caused by the pesticides. Some nonprofits are just a super PAC in disguise. And this became apparent during the 2004 election with the Swift Vote Veterans for Truth. This little small group of guys that was supposedly knew the presidential candidate Kerry when he was running for president, all got together and then pretty much said that he was a fraud. And this small group of people somehow, according to OpenSecrets.org, came across $17 million. It makes you wonder, right? I mean, were these veterans saving up their VA checks? I highly doubt it. And I'm pretty sure y'all can come to the same conclusion as I did, that somewhere, some big business or special interest group was lobbying hard against Senator Kerry. The health industry, big business, and finance entities make up the largest part of lobbying groups. Do you ever wonder why certain silly little legalization of marijuana bills get scrapped in favor of the cool pharmaceutical versions of the same drug? You shouldn't wonder at this point. It should be painfully obvious to you. It's called bribery. I mean lobbying. Even the church is guilty. Yes, even the church. Have you ever had a pastor tell you or the congregation to write your congressman? Well, according to the IRS, an organization will be regarded as attempting to influence legislation if it contacts or urges the public to contact members or employees of a legislative body for the purposes of legislation. And furthermore, a 501c3 organization may engage in some lobbying, but too much lobbying activity risks a loss of tax-exempt status. Finally, corruption in our government is here to stay. It has always been there, and it always will be there. I ask you, why would a multi-millionaire run for an office that pays less than $200,000 a year? At this point, you should realize that this is a rhetorical question, because the lobbying checks probably made up a large subsidy of that senator's income. It is such a common practice, in fact, that the former Speaker of the House, John Boehner, once handed out lobbying checks on the House floor in the middle of passing a bill. And you guessed it, that bill had to do with big tobacco. This practice should be banned, and I am not alone in that belief. Senator Bernie Sanders introduced a constitutional amendment that prohibits for-profit corporations from making contributions or expenditures into political campaigns. In other words, Bernie's amendment reaffirms what's already in the Constitution. And I quote, "The right to vote belongs to the people and not corporate entities whose money is already drowning out the rest of us." Thank you.